Today's horoscope from Astrocademy Libra May 22, 2022. Today's transits are good for stretching your imagination and participating in activities that feed your mind and your spirit. As well, Mercury moves into your solar 6th house, increasing your interest in and attention to details, work, health, and problem solving in the weeks ahead. Small jobs and duties are in stronger focus during this transit that will continue until May 27th. You're likely to discover useful information about work and health methods and learn new and improved ways of organizing your life. Specialized disciplines can thrive now. Favored now are activities that get your life and your mind tidy and organized. Watch for a tendency to overanalyze and criticize during this cycle. The moon enters curious Aquarius today, activating your exotic 9th house of adventure, expansion, and unknown territory, which means you're likely looking over the horizon with the desire to experiment, discover, and venture into the unknown. Catching feelings for someone who's at a distance from you? The moon will simultaneously sextile the wounded healer, Chiron, via your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others, so in addition to the opportunity to learn something new and step outside of your comfort zone, this new journey could also bring a significant amount of healing in the process. Don't question the how and focus on the what. Over the last few weeks, mental Mercury in Aquarius had given you a unique perspective of your job. You may have been wondering about which atypical ideas or unconventional processes were worth pursuing. So, it could be time to act on that imagination. Today, Mercury leaves Aquarius for Pisces, drawing attention to your everyday professional operations. Mercury is idealistic in hopeful Pisces, encouraging you to consider a more mystical approach with your to-do list. Use this transit to put a fun, creative spin on your obligations to brighten up your work life. As well as leaving you with your financial instincts and imagination fueled, the moon's monthly visit to your financial sector that ended yesterday has given you a sense that things were starting to move, but also of improving conditions ahead. As always, with your subconscious able to download information faster than you can process it at the time, continue to trust your gut without overthinking things. Relations and friends are having a hard time with you and vice versa. Put an end to this mutual feeling of frustration. Be honest with yourself and consider compromising on some points. Talking to people to clear things up is also a big help. Regard today's negative atmosphere as an opportunity to resolve conflicts permanently. It's like you're the belle of the ball right now, what with all the attention focused on you. Live it up and flirt with all the right people, but don't let it go to your head. Whatever you try to achieve is criticized and unlikely to be accepted in a very favorable way, especially if you feel undue pressure to perform any kind of activity. It is far better to delay important activities or decisions until you feel positive about the outcome. Use your sense of humor to relieve any tension. When it comes to discipline, you sometimes react as though the guillotine had been drawn. The resistance to discipline can be quite strong. For instance, if you begin to think of all the things you could be doing to live a healthier life, you could easily scare yourself. Try noticing what you already do that is working for you, then try to figure out what you really enjoy and what feels like a chore. Perhaps you can adjust and put more in of the former and reduce the latter. See how it goes. You'll find it much easier to know when to call it quits on this day. This can really help when it comes to wrapping up work projects, getting things finished at home, or with relationships you are having trouble with in your life. Make yourself a list of everything you want to be done with. Then take the necessary steps to bring closure to as many of them as you can. This will clear the slate for you to start anew. The stars align today in a way that allows you to fully embrace the weekend spirit. Just having the moon in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart would be invitation enough, but it comes just as the Sun is spending his first and Mercury his last full day in an adventurous part of your chart. With Mercury due to retrograde back out tomorrow, The doors are even open to the past and second chances or to an opportunity for a do-over, and with some busier days ahead, this is something that needs to be seized. In a case of perfect timing, the moon is not only in your romantic sector over the weekend but during the sun's first and Mercury's last full day in an adventurous part of your chart. This is bringing a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia together, just as Venus, the planet of love, is working to make her last weekend in your relationship sector as special as possible. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury's splash into Pisces, which happens today, can boost imagination as well as paranoia. The information we hear and relate may not be completely legit, because Pisces, which is known to add emotion and personal sentiments to information, is now affecting Mercury. This transit can bring deep emotions to the surface, so this is a moment when we might want to check in with others who are struggling. Calming our thoughts and emotions is key, because not doing this can lead to anxiety. Dreams have the power to become reality now. As long as you keep the focus on the task at hand, you'll be able to bring your vision to life. Focus on manifesting what you truly desire. Doing this will allow you to achieve greatness, power, and strength within yourself. You can use this energy to manifest career aspirations and abundance. Your professional goals are changing and deepening. All the more reason for you to make transformative efforts to take your business to the next level. Now is not the time to hold back. Rather, it's a moment to incorporate your hopes, wants, and wishes into something that can be life-changing and sustainable. In the morning, the moon sextiles Chiron in Aries, facilitating healing through conversation and speech. The Aquarius moon urges us to open a dialogue with our subconscious mind and be willing to communicate anxieties verbally. By tying language to experience, we create a new vector for self-expression, helping us to move through pent-up grief. A chat with an old friend or a new acquaintance can put our insecurities into perspective. Once we have purged repressed feelings surrounding old traumas, we seize the day with improved confidence. In the late afternoon, Mercury enters numinous Pisces, stimulating our psychic senses. We are more easily able to pick up on nonverbal signals, vocal tone, and body language. Reading in between the lines has its perks, but while our imagination is at the helm, we risk certain lapses in judgment. Mercury is in its fall in Pisces. Details may be confused as our emotions and intuition butt into our rational thought processes. Mundane appointments, scheduled dates, and errands can be forgotten. It's a bit like a mini Mercury retrograde. On the bright side, this transit helps us to communicate mystical or spiritual concepts and aids creative inspiration. It is an especially auspicious time for artists and performers to dream up new projects.